Hi guys, this is Cloudart with Diggity here, and this is set 3 of the best of 5 OSL final matchup between Stork and Flash, and this is on Troy, and boy Diggity, what an absolute hammering Stork has been receiving thus far, just being pounded, his face being slapped into the concrete by Flash right now. I think Stork, to me, looked like he played game 1 a little nervously, very reminiscent of that final he had versus Jadong last season. And he really, to me, was very, very tentative in set 1. And I think Stork just seems to now have this kind of really complex about being in the championship matchup. And I think he just seems to fall to pieces. And as he's done so far in the previous 3 tournaments he's done, it looks like he's been doing it again now. Although I guess you can't really blame him for his loss in set 2, because Flash just completely surprised him there, caught him with his pants down, unfortunately. But, you know, I think Stork must have been thinking, oh my god, here we go again. If that was Stork, that's probably what he'd be thinking at game 2. Here, not again, please God, not again. But there was little he could do about it. But this is on Troy, which is supposed to be a stronghold for Protoss players with those 2 assimilators. So let's see if Stork can pull it together here. I think a win would do his confidence the world of good, and if he could get a win, if he could pull out the win here and rebuild his confidence, he might feel that he has a chance against Flash. Although it's going to be a tall order from here on, considering the way Flash is playing. And there's Yellow. There's the player that we're talking about. There's the player who unfortunately is being represented by the Protoss Stork, and I think Yellow, even though he's a KTF player, will have a lot of sympathy for Stork right now. Stork scouting very early with that probe this time, doesn't want to be caught out by Flash again. I don't think Flash is going to cheese 2 times in a row versus Stork. He's putting that racks down first this time around, so we'll see, and he's actually putting his refinery down as well. Stork going for the gateway in the simulator, but yeah, it's been a long time since we've had a KTF champion, so looks like Flash, the new blood, is finally turning things around for KTF. I really think they need to recycle some of that old guard, because it's just not working for them.
Yeah, I think Reach is in the crowd. Also, ironically, I guess it's kind of a dual thing where Yellow wants Stork to lose, not just because he wants to get some of the attention off him as the constant second place finisher, but also his teammate Flash out there. I remember reading an article basically was talking about how incredible Flash was and how he thought even in his prime he wondered if he could take Flash on. And really, you were mentioning some of the players, you felt like he was Savior-esque. I definitely feel like he's Boxer-esque at the level of play he's playing right now, where he just keeps opponents off guard. Not only, I mean, originally, yes, he was just kind of a cheese player, but recently, just showing he can do everything. He has a solid build to beat everything that's coming at him, and he just has really good game sense, really good micro, obviously, and just been playing fantastically. And he's just really been dominant. Right now, Stork getting out that early is going to put some early pressure. This game, I feel like it's going to come down to those assimilators at front. I think Stork's going to make an early run, try to steal Flash in, just kind of play it from the kind of like an air game at that point. And really, if he can get that early pressure on, as you can see those 3 SCVs coming out for Flash, I think he can sense that early pressure coming on. He knows that Zealot's coming. Saw it with the SCV, obviously. Range upgrade going for the Dragoons, and so I would not be surprised to see 2 gateways down for Stork, and then just pushing up with a couple Dragoons, and then try to take one of those simulators, get down, and just play the game from there. As you can see, he's bringing up that Dragoon right now. Maybe even bring a probe up alongside. If he can take that assimilator down, I think the game will be wide open, but if he doesn't do that, really Flash is the king. Even though this is statistically a Protoss map, so is Katrina. So we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, Flash is pushing out with those Marines, buying himself some distance, which is good. He's bought himself a little bit of time, because that Dragoon now has to slow down and hammer away those Marines. One of those Marines coming under some signal fire, but Flash has got about 4 Marines out and loses one of the Marines. But with the single Dragoon and the single Zealot, I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. But the Zealot actually pushing those Marines out, and it looks like Stork is actually trying to focus his Marines down so that he can then get in. Flash can keep up those Marines, but he's got that factory. You know, Flash didn't produce a Vulture. I thought he would have gone for a Vulture first, but he's put his machine shop down first, so he's obviously going to try and get the siege tank out straight away. But with the 1 Dragoon, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to close the cylinders. And I think Flash has bought himself just enough time, and Flash is researching something as well. I wonder if it's going to be siege tech. I'm not sure if he's going to have that siege tech operational in time. Stork now hammering away at the simulator, so it looks like this simulator quite possibly might go down. Obviously, Flash unable to repair it, and it's a little bit of an unfair tactic almost. But now Flash has got that siege tank out. He's got the 3 Marines to accompany, and he's going to be able to push Stork back. And I think Stork should actually try and be a little bit more aggressive here, try and fight with those 2 Dragoons, trying and find a bit of running battle. The problem with that is he is going downhill. But Stork has now got the Nexus down, so he feels he's slowed Flash down enough with that putting that Nexus down. Now he's bringing the Dragoons into the range with the Siege Tank, and the Siege Tank is going to get taken down here. The Marines focusing down on the Dragoons. Stork managed to lose one of the Dragoons, but he takes the Siege Tank down. So he's going to slow down Flash's push, which is going to give him an advantage. So Stork has given himself a decent start in this game here. He should at least be competitive, which he certainly wasn't in the first 2 games. Flash has got that factory down. Flash does have a slight tech advantage. Flash was like he's ready to start up his command center. He did kill one of the Dragoons. He's now interesting enough. He's sending an SCV around. Maybe he's scouting for proxies. I'm not sure what Flash is scouting for with that other SCV there. Stork now is starting up his robotics facilities as well. You can see a huge difference in this game as opposed to game 1, where both players had virtually the same build, where they were going one fac into Nexus, one fac into command center and one gateway into Nexus. Although this time Flash did put on the machine shop first. And both players virtually the same build. Stork now trying to get that probe in to get a bit more scouting, but Flash has sealed up his door. He's actually gone for the Vulture up. He's gone for the Spider Mines upgrade, interesting enough, first this time. But you could see the difference with Stork playing a little bit more aggressively, risking those goons, going in after that first siege tank, taking that first siege tank down, slowing his opponent, therefore getting his Nexus down first as well. And it all comes down to that pressure and being willing to be a little bit aggressive in your play, which obviously he wasn't in game 1. So things looking slightly up for Stork here.
I'm not going to say I disagree, but I really feel like Stork could have done a lot more damage there. I feel like if he, and now two more factories going down for Flash, so Flash going to macro up here in just a second. I feel like if Stork had, instead of going for the Nexus, gone for a second gateway and then pushed up with some Dragoons, a couple more Zealots, I think he would have been able to take the Assimilator down, and I think at that point the game would basically be his to take. He essentially would own the map. He would be able to, I don't know, produce a Corsair, scout around, see where the drops are coming out, because Flash would essentially be reduced to kind of basically going air at that point, and the game would have been wide open for him. But now instead, he's letting Flash back into the game. He let Flash get another command center up, and now he needs to go out and get that third base to kind of, and now that Vulture sitting out in the field looks like Stork is going to be able to move around it. But so yeah, Stork needs to think about getting that additional command Nexus. Man, can't talk all of a sudden. An additional Nexus up so he can kind of equate to Flash's economics. But I think that's going to leave him vulnerable. He's got a good-sized Dragoon force out, but as you can see, Flash, putting down 4 factories, and it looks like he's and 5 factories, so he's going to do some sort of timing push, going to get some more tanks out and some more Vultures, and it looks like he's upgrading speed and mines along the side. It looks like, I don't even think he has siege tech yet, actually. Otherwise, I would feel like those tanks would already be in siege position, so maybe he, that's right, he had the mines down early, so we went with mines first, interestingly enough. Maybe he's researching siege. Now he's pushing out, bringing bringing it all down. The question is will Stork have enough forces? He does not have a lot of Dragoons out. Just trying to pick off just trying to delay here, pick off as many Marines as possible. We'll see if he can pick off a tank, but a lot of Vultures bearing down now with the mines and the tanks as well, and behind. And more reinforcements are going to be pushing down. I think Stork's in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many gateways Stork has, actually didn't count them, but Flash pushing forward. Stork doing a decent job of fighting while retreating. He's killed off a significant number of Flash's offensive forces, but Flash really had amassed Marines as well as Vultures, and now Stork is pulling the probes out to try and counter the tanks from going down, but unfortunately there's too many Vultures there for those probes to do anything. It looks like Flash might actually be able to seal this game with this almost timing push here. Maybe Stork was a little bit overconfident after having done that early damage to Flash, and therefore, if that Spider Mine goes down, so far Stork has been able to stop Flash from putting Spider Mines down right up in the line, but he's lost a lot of his economy here. Those siege tanks are down. He's just got only one Vulture surviving. Flash is probably going to be able to break this push with the probes, but he's lost a hell of a lot of probes in the process of doing that, and I think that's Stork's mother. Sorry, Stork actually does that. And Flash has got reinforcements arriving. Stork, I'd love to see how many gateways he has. Flash with massive factories just pumping out those Vultures to support his units now, and now he's actually going to be able to seal Stork in this gateway. This is going to be GG right here. Just on what you said earlier, I actually agreed with you, but actually I'm going to come back to it in a second, because this looks like GG here. This looks like championship for Flash, and wow. Again, all I can say is wow. I don't think Stork played badly at all this game. He didn't play stunningly, but he didn't play badly, and Flash just, despite losing that early siege tank, despite being on the defensive, and Stork does have 4 gateways up, and even though he got that Nexus up sooner than Flash, he's still so far behind. He just didn't have the forces on the ground to cope with it, and again, maybe it's just a matter of not putting enough pressure on his opponent, not being audacious enough, but Flash has just pushed out, caught Stork, and Stork has been able to do nothing. Stork losing another goon yet again, trying to lure those Spider Mines into the path of those Vultures, but meanwhile he's losing his expo yet again, like he did in game 1, and Flash with the early aggressive push, and Stork, I mean, both players put down their gateway and factory first, and yet Stork has just been unable to cope, and maybe he really needed to get that second gateway down, and maybe that's that's what he needed to do in the first game as well. Maybe he needed to get the second gateway down before going for the Nexus. Looks like he does like to go very quickly. It looks like Flash's one factory build is far superior to Stork's one gateway build. It just doesn't seem to be working for him. He just doesn't seem to be able to hold Flash off with the one gateway, trying to get that tech going soon, trying to get that Reaver up early to try and harass his opponent. And obviously, for whatever reason, it's just not working for Stork. Just Flash has his mechanics worked out.
Yeah, Flash just brilliantly timed this. Felt after when he felt that Dragoon pressure let up, he was like, I've got an opportunity here. I think he was figuring either to catch Stork in the middle of an additional expansion, or just catch him right here without having enough gateways down. There's the GG from Stork, pushing in, and just an excellent showing from Flash. Flash looking very exciting. He deserves it. He looked absolutely monstrous right there. And honestly, is he in this next season MSL? Because he's a player to look out for right now. Just dominating Stork. Poor Stork, once again getting another silver medal, not getting his pin. But yeah, another KTF champion. I think the last one was Reach, right? I'm trying to think where the last KTF championship was otherwise.
Yeah, I think it was a while back.
Yeah, a while back. Gonna get tossed up by
KTF have a
by
lot
his
of second
team here.
placers.
Yeah, a lot of second placers, but in getting tossed up by his teammate, of course half of them are probably from Yellow. But yeah, poor Stork. But man, let's focus on the positive here. Jaedong just looks incredible.
Jaedong, yeah, Flash, yeah. I mean, they are very similar in terms of
Flash.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna have a huge rivalry here between Flash and Jaedong, and I'm looking forward to that in the coming seasons. But Stork just getting his ass handed to him badly on a plate by Flash. He's just cut him up and served him on a platter. Poor Stork. Gotta feel bad for him. But I think the thing you said about maybe Stork being a little bit more aggressive in that game, I think yes, probably in his mind he probably knows he needs to be. But I think if you look at the situation, he's 2-0 down in the final. He's lost every final up till now. I think with the pressure that he's under, I think he would obviously be more likely to err on the side of caution than to go for the more audacious strategy. And I think that's probably why he wasn't willing to be more aggressive. And sadly, that's probably what's cost him the championship. And it's really chicken and egg. He needs the confidence to be willing to do what Flash has been willing to do. Where in game 2, when he had only a 1-0 lead, he went for something completely crazy. And again, you don't see players often doing that. In a matchup like this, in such a high stakes game, you don't see players risking that much. You tend to see a lot more standard play. But Flash and Savior are the kind of players, and Boxer indeed, and I agree, Boxer-esque, are the players that kind of are willing to do this, and when they pull it off, it's spectacular and it's stunning and it's exciting to watch. It's what makes StarCraft such a great game to spectate. But yeah, I think this is Flash is really just at the start of his career, and he's already looking so dangerous. So much more exciting stuff to come from him.
What is he? He's 16 years old, and he already has an OSL championship. He's been in the last 5-star leagues that I can think of, and man, already won GSI, which had, well, I guess the top 15. You can't really count Boxer as a top player at the moment. But yeah, just cleaning the floor with everybody right now. I really feel like he is the player to beat. Jaedong might be able to kind of approach the throne. We'll see in the near future here. But man, just an exciting player. Absolutely incredible. Stork, I would say, is probably the best protoss right now. Bisu slumping, of course, and just he manhandled Stork right there. Did not even give him a chance in any of those games.
Yeah, and not since the end of UUV's reign have we seen an exciting Terran player emerge on the scene. There have been some good Terran players, there have been some semi-decent Terran players, but none of them have been inspiring. In my view, I've never considered any Terran player to be of the caliber that we're finally seeing Flash emerge, of the caliber of UUV and Boxer. There was Light and Up Magic and Quation and Mind. I mean, tell me if I'm missing anyone here, but none of them really excited me as a Terran player. Flash was the first Terran player who excited me in a long time. Even watching him in his first season in the OSL when he made it to the semi-finals, he's the only Terran player that's really excited me, that I've really been willing to support and enjoy watching. Because to me, that's the biggest thing. I support StarCraft players who make StarCraft entertaining and exciting to watch, and that's what Savior did. That's what Flash is doing. And unfortunately for Stork, he's gonna have to just go and cry on his mother's shoulder for some time. And you know, Yellow's curse looks like it is going to haunt Stork. It looks like it's been transferred fully to Stork. And I said it before, I said it again. You know, in the end, champions make it count, and Stork is not a champion, not yet, and possibly never.
Oof. Yeah, I hope. I honestly, I still hope he pulls something out outside of the World Cyber Games, obviously. But man, whew, poor Stork. Now officially the bearer of the yellow curse. Yeah, I have to say, I think C's got to be another one of those guys that has to feel horrible. He
Yeah,
was supposed to be
I
the
feel the
net.
same with C. I feel the same about
Yeah,
C as I feel about Mind and Up Magic and the rest of them. I just think he's not that inspiring.
but right now, yeah, looking like the not just the great Terran home, but the Terran dominator right now. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anyone right now that could really rival that. I remember. I have to say though, it'll be interesting to see this night when Jaedong and Flash play next, because that's going to be the huge indication, in my opinion. I can remember. I think it was the MSL round of 8 when Jaedong and Flash played, and I've never seen. And Flash got dominated by Jaedong in that game. But then immediately turning around to the OSL and just bouncing right back, it just seems like he's getting better and better. And I don't even know if we've seen him peak yet. We'll have to see. But right now, just playing ferociously.
Yeah, I agree. We might not have seen him peak, although I think it's very hard to imagine StarCraft play more perfect than what Flash exhibited. That being said, Stork didn't really test him, and as I've said, Stork hasn't really been the most testing opponent in the finals, except against Bisu, where he's gone right down to the wire. But against Jaedong, Stork didn't test him last time around in the OSL, and this time around he hasn't tested Flash. But yeah, there might be more to come from Flash yet, and what an exciting prospect that is if we can actually see even better play from him. But we had Boxer and Yellow. They had their massive rivalry way back when, and are we going to have a reignition of a Terran Zerg Jaedong Flash repeating what we saw with Boxer and Yellow? Though hopefully, well, since Jaedong has already won a championship, he's not going to be as despondent as Yellow was. He's not going to be at the receiving end the whole time.
Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to. I don't know. Hopefully you'll get something out. Do you have any closing thoughts there, Class?
I don't know. I just wonder if I'm less tired today. But for some reason, I found this to be a much more exciting and an entertaining match of StarCraft than I found the MSL finals. The MSL finals just didn't do it for me for some reason. I don't know why. But that was some great StarCraft, and I'm really glad to have watched it.
Yeah, seriously, I haven't seen a Terran player play that well in a very long time. He was just extremely precise. Just everything from spider mine laying to kind of, I would say, psychologically dominating Stork at times. I think that was definitely clear in set two. Just looking fantastic, and so I expect great things from him in this upcoming 2 seasons, also in Pro League. So it looks like KTF looking very dangerous now, with a new ace that just looks, oh man, undominable here. Indomitable, I should say. So anyway, but yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for listening, guys. Really short, but you saw fantastic play at least from one player. I'm hoping that someone will rise to the level of Flash, and so we'll be able to see kind of an epic final here in the near future. But yeah, it looks like some dangerous players out there these days, predominantly rising here. And yeah, once again, thanks for listening. Sorry it was so short.
Thanks for listening, guys. Changing of the guard. You saw it here first.